Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever weekly entertainment broadcast. I am your host and friend, Sean Disheveled, and in this program I plan to bring to you news, human internet news from the week leading up to the web. In addition to the weekly internet human news that I will bring you, I've also procured some web specials I will sprinkle in. Let's see a snippet wheel of that now. So imagine you are a farmer. Ultimately, this game was a 5 out of 10. Unfortunately, this story had a sad ending. Do you think if we turn it upside down, we'll get more money? Now imagine you are a farmer. The difference between commentators, documentarians, and tabloid peddlers became more clear. So according to all of my calculations, he is a massive pussy. However, his stupidity is immeasurable. Stay back! Stay right there! That's right. That's right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes our tier list for all Australian people. Thank you, and have a good night. To start off tonight's news segment, we will be admitting 2 members into the Band of Banished. The Band of Banished are a group of people that, for one reason or the other, are prohibited from interacting with other humans in a specific way. These banishments can be from platforms, websites, places, or events. They can be temporary or indefinite, and it's often debated whether they were justified. Our first member on the Bob Wall is none other than self-proclaimed man of all men. He's a strong, independent male who don't need nobody.
Shut up, bitch!
He's here! He's here! Look, everyone! Andrew Tate!
Welcome to the metaverse.
This is actually the web, Andy.
I'm Morpheus.
I thought your name was Andrew Tate. It doesn't really... Okay, so you've been under some scrutiny about things you've said.
Don't come at me and call me sexist or racist.
Okay, but I
or
think
any of these things. Inject it into your brain.
Alright, I won't ask anymore. How about this? What is it that you do?
I run an online school that teaches people how to make money online.
Alright, so why do you think you're so controversial?
Have you ever seen a McLaren and a Lambo and an Aston Martin?
I don't see how that...
To a Porsche? No,
I
you've
really
never seen
don't.
any of this.
But I watch...
Well, you're in a Dacia.
That is good news,
What
Andy.
a woman do?
What?
Slap her in her face.
What?
One hand. Backhand.
No, you can't do
Boom
that.
in her face.
Alright, that's
grip
enough.
her up
Get
by
up.
the neck.
Let's go.
You're gonna regret it for a
No,
minute.
I'm not.
You think you've beaten me?
Yes, I have. And that's it for Andrew Tate. He really does hate everyone equally because he's on the Bob permanently for scamming vulnerable and desperate men by selling them rampant misogyny. Speaking of wacky shit women do, our next member on the wall has a ridiculous story. One night Twitch streamer Kimika was live with a busier stream than usual, just hanging out and making silly faces, when keen-eyed viewers noticed not only she was making silly faces, but she was busting her back silly style and was fully visible in the apartment window reflection. Twitch quickly took action with a 1-week ban, which was subsequently reduced to 3 days. This shocked Gideon, who, if you remember a few months ago, was banned permanently by Twitch for hate-rating Pokimane with terrifying bigotry such as spamming L+ ratio in her chat. Twitch has yet to revoke Gideon's banishment, even though the matter was solved personally with Pokimane in a matter of days. And most importantly, no one was hurt. Now compare that to little Timmy, whose mind is now being reshaped, having been introduced to the wild world of free use and exhibitionist kinks. Say thanks.
Thanks.
Gideon also pointed out the banishment of Narcissa Wright for threatening Twitch staff lives, which only lasted 22 days. So on Twitch, women can make threats of violence, broadcast pornography, and at most they will receive a vacation. But men can't spam messages or they will be terminated. So Twitch is sexist and favoritist. Wait, something's missing. YouTube's got that covered, cause YouTube is racist and favoritist. Corey Kenshin called out YouTube earlier for age restricting his video on a popular horror game that other gamers had with no problem. Only after questioning this, his video was reinstated, which means he was falsely presumed guilty. Yikes, YouTube. He called this out to his rep, and now YouTube was caught with their pants down, changing the order of operations in order to enforce the rules inconsistently. So what do? They go back and change their minds. No, actually everyone was guilty from the very beginning, which no one believed because everyone knows for a fact YouTube does not see all their creators as equal. In our final segment tonight, I'd like to look at this past week's media releases. Usually I'd boot up a video game, share some highlights with you, and tell you what I think, but this week's release was the Saints Row reboot. and as the 6th entry in a long-dead franchise, it was predictably garbage. However, it was so incredibly dull that pirating it is objectively not worth your time, let alone paying a full price tag for it. So instead of painfully engaging with this game, I am going to compare the raw entertainment value to that of a completely different media format. Saints Row 2022 was made by hundreds of people with a budget of $150 million and aims to entertain you for 15 hours. While the Death Noodles Roast Battle was made by one man, the internet's most boring bozo with a budget of his pocket, and aims to entertain you for only 1 hour. Both have similar levels of cringe dialogue, however, one is scripted poorly and one is between real people improvising under pressure. The choice is clearly the comedy show.
Alright, LA, are you
Sure,
ready?
the game has more hours of actual gameplay, but that
You
gameplay
ready?
is more numbing than sitting there and cranking a wheel. I can't stress this enough. Don't waste your time on this game, it has zero play value.
Are y'all ready?
As for the comedy show, it won, but don't make the mistake of thinking it's so bad it's good. It is extremely bad, but it's more like it's so bad it's sad. It's like you're rooting for the characters, you even give them a pity chuckle, you want them to succeed, but it's consistently pathetic.
Carrot Top called, he wants his look back. Wait, I'm wet.
It's genuinely like watching a sad coming-of-age movie or like a chick flick like The Notebook. And on that note, I'm gonna go take my date to watch a comedy show. Thank you, and good night!